Hey tubers, it's Robert, 1979. I'm not sure if I want to call this an update or what you want to call it. You notice I've got the 646, of course my heaters don't turn on. Gotta love that loud noisy thing. Anyways, you notice I got the 646 up on the jack. And I've uploaded 3 videos just a minute ago, and I've got 2 more to upload before this one, so but what was wrong with this? Yeah, cigarette smoke right in front of the camera. That looked real cool, didn't it? Went out using it today. You can see a little oil there. Oh, sputters. Boy, it looks all wet down in there, don't it? Yes, sir. The hydraulic hose that connects to that, but you can't see it. Turn the night spot on so you can see. Ding! The hose runs from there, down, comes around, right up there, and it comes over to the valve. The valve body underneath the floor plate there. Blew on me. You can see it's still dripping a little bit of oil up front there, which I need to keep a third over it there. There we go. Basically, I've been using this thing for roughly about 45 minutes to an hour. Moving some dirt, moved a pile of dirt over to another pile, made a bigger pile, and then took a couple of bucket loads, probably about 3 bucket loads to the back of the yard. Went and filled in a kind of a small sinkhole over in the drainage ditch there where I mow at, 'cause last year when I was mowing, come across it and about flipped my mower over. So, yeah, anyways, parked it, went and got my son from school, came back home, did a couple of little errands, started this thing up, and I got home, started doing some work in the backyard because I had a busted water line. So I did some backfilling in some areas, getting ready for the water line. And I brought it up front to get one last bucket load of dirt, and that line blew. I got it sitting here in the trash can so it can drain. But you can notice right there, that's where it blew. Now what caused it to blow? I will go show you all. Yeah, hey, like my bud. Every time I call him over, he's got to have 2 or 3 of them freaking things to leave around my damn house. But he'll come help me anytime I need something done. That hose ran on this side of the still line. It was hitting on the teeth right here on this gear. And I told myself when I put this all back together to pull that hose however I could, maybe zip tight to the still line, but I didn't do it. And when I turned this way, it came up and it pinched that hose between that still line and punctured it. So I'm going to have a hose made in the morning. And I'm going to run it from the block, run it up around this hose and around this back side of this hydraulic hose into here. And hopefully I can do it that way. There's really not much clearance. So I don't know, it's going to be kind of tight. Because I don't want this hose rubbing on that floor panel right there and chafing it and busting it. But and the other thing I found in reverse it works. If you got the blade on the bucket on the ground trying to back drag, it'll just sit there and just kind of pulse like that and not really move. And I found out what's going on. If you kick this thing in for reverse, it's not going all the way where it's supposed to. There's a stop down there or something that's stopping it, or that plate. I'll crawl down here in a second with the light and show you what I'm talking about. Kind of bottoming it out or stopping and not giving enough movement for the pedal to actually engage reverse properly. What a nightmare mess. Look at all that oil everywhere. Well, let's get this light up here where I can see. Right there's that plate. Ugh. Don't want that to get on the camera. But as you can see, that plate, it stopped all in the reverse. Well, when you hit this lever, see how it moves on that rod? It sends that rod back over. Well, this is kind of a chinky little setup in my opinion, but that's for reverse. It pushes that rod, that shaft in. But as you notice, it's moved back some. It just wiggles it. So you gotta kind of hold it as you're trying to back up. So, and I'm not sure if maybe I don't need to take that valve body off and just go ahead and tear it down and put new cups and rings, or cups and O-rings in it, or what? Because there are my glasses. As you seen in one of my other videos, it was leaking oil. Well, those two plugs, it's not those, they're tight. Back here in the back, turn this little light on the camera again so it'll show it pretty good. That little screw right there is where the oil's coming out of. So I don't know, I haven't torn this apart, I haven't done any research or digging in it on any of it, but I will. And hey, like the wired up spring there, that's kind of crummy looking. I gotta figure that out too. Light off. Alright. Gotta get up off this damn creeper. So, like I said, I haven't done any research on that valve body, but I need to see if it's. I mean, I found another one on eBay, $50. It looks the same as that. Came off a 220 case, and I don't know if they're all the same or not. I think the differences in them is actually the motors on the hydraulic motors on the rear ends. But oh man, but forward this thing will, it'll get it. As long as that bucket's down on the ground with no pressure, this thing will back up fine. But it's like, yeah, hold that to engage for reverse. Forward does good, neutral, but reverse is just not catching in the reverse. So I don't know, I'm gonna start looking at that tomorrow, but I've got to go first thing in the morning to Austin Distribution, or Distributing, whatever the hell it's called. It's already 10 o'clock at night, so it's Austin Distribution. So I go to have all my hydraulic hoses made up, fittings, stuff like that. So I can get that hose made, figure out how to get on here. I even thought about doing a 45, kind of, because that's a straight 90 on here, and it's 45 it over or down, and get a little pull, and maybe even come in here and notch this plate out some to allow that hose to come up, so I can zip tie to this steel line to prevent that from happening anymore. Like I said, I'm going to build a new panel over all this, so I can probably do it to where it'll cover that up. You know, I only have to niche it so much, which won't be too big of a deal. Box is down here. Because I do have somewhere in this box right there is a rubber grommet that I can put around that hydraulic hose and keep it in chafing and all the other good jazz. But tomorrow I'll also try to do some some filming while running this. Maybe get my daughter or something to hold the camera and do some videoing for me of it in action. And when I do that, I'll text the gentleman I bought it from a link to the video so you can see that I've actually got it all running and functioning, the whole 9 yards. And then once I do that, I'm going to do a video tomorrow of some repairs on my pressure washer. I'm going to get it all up and going so I can fix that hose and take this bucket and stick this thing up in the air and pressure wash the piss out of the bottom of it. Get all that oil off and get the seat. Because yes, it got the edge of the seat there and my leg down through here, my boot. Kind of covered me in oil a little bit, not too bad. But for the most part, it did great. I mean, other than the backing up issue, which I don't know, it could be. I mean, as I was turning it, I seen it pushing that rod in, so I don't know. I don't know if it's that or if it's just that damn hydraulic motor on the rear end just not very good. Just wore out or something. I don't know. I'll have to dig into it and figure it all out. But I've got the parts diagram, so I'm going to go look at it and do some research on that valve body and see what that screw does in the back and see if I can figure out why it's leaking to that area and get that fixed. Fix that hydraulic line tomorrow, and I'm sure one of these other lines will blow soon enough and I have to go have one made up for it. And you know, the fun one's going to be one like that right there. That's steel line there. But like I said, I'll get this done. I probably won't do a video putting the hose on or after it's on, because I put that gallon of Rotella T into this machine, figured out I was using it, and lo and behold, blew that whole gallon of oil back out all over the ground. So, sitting out in my car, I've got 2 gallons of Rotella T, which it pretty much just about drained the system. That bucket dumped on its own just like that, so I'm sure it ran it out of oil completely. I haven't checked the reservoir yet, but I've got 2 gallons, so I can fill her all back up and know what oil's in it and be better off. So, but anyway, if you ain't subscribed, rate my videos, comment if you like, and look forward to more videos coming. So until then, y'all guys take it easy.